Hey, hey. All right. Get the Instagrammable underway. 3, 2, 1, something. Oh no! Where's my background? Gotta put the background up so you know this is legit. Get that figured out. Boom. Boom, man, this is amateur hour. Come on now. What's going on? Stretch that. Boop. There. Now we're up and moving, right? Should check the other ones. Cool. All right, we're here, I think. You should probably check to make sure that we're live. Good God. I did so well last week. Here, there, refresh. Aha. All right. Oh, hell. Let's hope there's sound. Welcome. Another episode. Spark Chiropractic After Hours Live. Apparently we did too well last week. So this week was less than well. Let's catch up. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Here. Oh, come on. Add screen. Boom. All right. Last week, Taco Tuesday. First Tuesday of every month. Remember, we meet up at Mi Pueblo. Last one was a great one. Next one's just, measures could be the same. It's Taco Tuesday. It's really hard to screw up. Today was our first, I think it's first that we like regular one. Our Friday, free breakfast Friday. If you follow us on Instagram, we had a double order of donuts. Not a single person was mad about it. A little bit of communication issues, but we survived. Medal count, Olympics still going on. Coming to the office, we got a little something going on with our medal count. Who do you think is going to win the most medals in what event for this, that, or the other? Next Friday, 1 week from today, is our Ash Tifto. I always have something to invite your friends to. We are having sprinkle of salt, put on a DIY, bring it home with you when you're done, charcuterie board class. Whole month of August in the office, we are doing our water drop. So drink water. It's hot. Drink more water. It still gets hot. Drink some water. Being hydrated, one of the best things you can do for your health. It'll help you sleep better, help your skin, all that good stuff, help your joints. And if you bring in a case of water to the office, we had a few brought in today. At the end of the month, we're going to do a drawing, and the winner gets a couple tickets to a Rangers game. Here's all the places you can find us. As you can see, I condensed the slides. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out our videos for all the educational stuff. We've got our newsletter, the Aspire Advantage. We've got our VIP Facebook group for our patients here and their friends and family. Going across the bottom, we've got Straight from the Doctor's Desk. That's another newsletter that I send out straight from myself to our patients specifically. We've got our 2024 Accountability Collective. Man, we're 2/3 done with the year. School starts next week here in Texas. How are those resolutions going? We've got a conglomerate here of people here willing and able to help you. Love, Health, Career, and Money. You might have heard that before. And going up the side of the screen, Fueled by Spite, the podcast. Devilishly handsome host. Incredibly smart. Very witty. You should probably check it out. Still baseball season. Still giving away tickets to our new patients. We got our list. That dropped this week. Last week, the person who won got $300 worth of stuff because we had rollover prizes. That was claimed this week. Our entry is the Campfire Grill. Man, they've got all kinds of best of plaques. Best of Fort Worth fried chicken, catfish, restaurants, hole-in-the-wall places right over on Roof Snow. And after I get done, a boy's got to eat. Follow us on Instagram. It'll be in our stories. Dr. Taylor sent me. I'm going to go out. If you're unfamiliar, I'm going to grab a bite to eat somewhere. I'm going to leave a $100 tip. And I'm going to let you know where that place is. So if you go there and you tell them Dr. Taylor sent me, that $100 will be applied to your tab. If you don't go, then the server, bartender, hostess, whomever will just get a sweet tip and it'll sit in their pocket. And still looking for guest hosts. I'm getting to the point where I think I might just have to kind of reach out and ask people if they want to do it. But if you're interested, by all means, hop on. We'll chat. We'll go back and forth, have a little witty repartee, a little give and take. Let's talk about what you do as opposed to just what I do all the time. Whew. Coming in hot. What's going on? So, like I said, school starts next week. And that was the impetus for today's show. Want to wax nostalgic, if you will. about back to school. This isn't the chiropractic back to school thing of, hey, wear a backpack and do it right or whatever. This is, let's talk about back to school because it's a fun time of year. It's a time of new beginnings, to be cliche. But I want to tell you about some of my back to school memories, and I'll show you where it started from. If we pull this back up here, let's go one more. We did back to school shopping last week. Frankie is in second grade. Calvin Michael is entering kindergarten, and a box of 64 crayons with the sharpener on the back still smells like a box of 64 crayons with a sharpener on the back. It brought me right back. So what we did, we're going through and, getting all their school supplies. By the way, it's stupid expensive, not to sound like an old man, but also, again, watching this on Instagram, we got slides and stuff. So pop over to Facebook. See if we can tilt this down a little bit. Pop over to Facebook or the YouTubes, and you'll get all the pictures, all the good stuff. But so, okay, we got all their things. Okay. The pencils, the notebooks, Spider-Man backpack, Spider-Man notebook, something, I don't remember. And as we're walking out, we're like, you get one back to school outfit. And just as I say that, we walk past the girls' clothing section, and come on now. And I see a pair of tiny second grader size flare jeans. Look at this freaking outfit. So I graduated in 2002. If you graduated anywhere around that time, this picture will bring you right back. She's missing two things. She needs a pair of Doc Martens with some fat soles, either the Jesus sandals or the boots, whichever one. Either will go with this outfit, and a big fat hemp necklace. That says 2002 more than anything else I've ever seen. And you know why I know? Because I lived it. But look at that. Shoot. So we're talking back to school today. I mean, it's like a tiny little Avril Lavigne or something like that. We need to get her a pair of Uggs. All right. So let's talk about my back to school memories. My first day of school memories. Like, it was literally, so I went to school in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. Some of the first memories I have, obviously, going onto the bus for the first time. That was one of the weird things when we when our kids started going to school. They don't have buses around. Like, they do, but like, there are hardly any school buses. Like, the stuff, man, the environment on the school bus, that was no rules, man. There was no holds barred. Like, I remember I had my little yellow name tag. Not little, it was big. It was a gigantic school bus. I had a black circle on it because I rode on the black bus, and my bus driver's name was Red. I remember that. It's just black and red. Cool. I can remember these things, even though I'm a kindergartner. Red was a crotchety old man. Like, literally, he would just look up in the rearview mirror and the whole bus would go silent. I remember this wasn't a first day of school thing, but this was definitely a kindergarten thing. It was the first time I was introduced to a CD. I saw a kid had a Discman, and it was spinning in there, and he was listening to, his name was Chris Yeager. And the reason I remember that, his sister was in my grade, his sister Kim, but Chris Yeager had a CD player, and it was playing Crisscross. And I remember telling him with the utmost confidence, the only way that they could talk that fast is because that CD is spinning so fast. If that CD wasn't spinning so fast, there'd be no way they could be like, spin out, make it a Mac Daddy. Impossible. Hell, it was my first day at school. So that was my first back to school memory. I don't really necessarily remember a whole lot of other back to school stuff apart from two other things. Number one, as a second grader, we always played dodgeball in this little alcove in the playground. And there's this big wall with a fence above it. And on the other side of that fence was a street. And as a first grader, if a ball went over that fence, I couldn't go get it because I wasn't a second grader. So on my first day back to school as a second grader, we're playing dodgeball in this little alcove again. And I purposefully chucked the ball over the fence. Why? Because I wanted to be able to go get it because I'm a second grader now and we have that privilege. So I threw it over and I ran right after it. And immediately one of the playground attendants like blew her whistle. Tweet, hey, get back here. I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, I'm a second grader. I'm allowed to go do this now. She's like, no, you can't. Not till you're third grade. That was a third grader's mom that was a volunteer on the playground that day. I was pissed. I had to wait a whole nother year to be able to go on the street to get a loose ball. Fast forward, 3rd grade, first day of school, hook shot, boom, ran up there, got it. Not a whistle was blown. I come back around the fence, ball in hand, because I have the privileges of now a 3rd grader. Next first day of school memory. This is a ridiculous episode. Next first day of school memory. In 6th grade, we moved to a new town called St. Michael, Minnesota. And for whatever reason, I remember I woke up on the first day of school and I made myself a ham sandwich. And I went out and I sat on the stoop of the rental house that we were living in. And just like I remember, I don't know why I don't have any necessarily recollections of previous first day of school smells, but I recall making myself a ham sandwich, going out and sitting on the stoop of this rental house and just taking it in. And I remember being nostalgic as a 6th grader about that smell. Like, it smelled like the first day of school. It was in St. Michael, Minnesota. It was in early September, because up there they start after Labor Day. They don't start in the middle of August like they do down here. There's a little bit of a crispness in the air. Maybe it was a crispness from the iceberg lettuce, because this was a dynamite ham sandwich I put together. Like, this is first day of school stuff. I'm not half-assing my sandwich on the first day of school. Ham, cheese, mayo, mustard, and lettuce. If I'm putting lettuce on it, it means I mean business, according to my 6th grade mind. And I sat out there, and I remember the smell of the crispness of the air, and slight, just ever so slight in that crispness, was diesel fuel. You know why? Because the buses were up. Craziest damn thing. Like, I remember that with the same vivid clarity that I remember 9/11. I also remember I went to my new class and I had to take off my hat because I had a Kanga hat on, because Samuel L. Jackson was wearing Kanga hats then. And I wasn't allowed to wear that. We can discuss why another time. And I'm standing in line to go to lunch, and with my 6th grade class, and I'm standing next to this guy, and he's like, "So you're Jim, huh?" And I said, "Yep." He goes, "My name's Jim." I'm like, "That's cool." He goes, "I used to be the only Jim." And he said it, and he was upset. That was my next first day of school memory. Fast forward again, only other really first day of school memories I have, driving my car to school for the first time in junior year, pulling into the parking lot, badass, because I got a car now. Fast forward to college, first day of college classes. We're in the dorms, and man, I don't know how they do college now, but when I was up in Wisconsin, they let us into the dorms like a week before classes started, or it seemed like a week, and maybe it was a freshman thing or something, but it was summer camp. So like my meal plan was taken care of. I got a dorm room, so I got a place to sleep. And it was the week before freshman year of college, and I had no rules. I had a bed. I had food that was paid for. Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. And I did, and it was great. But we wake up the first day of school, first day of classes. I have been put with the son of a preacher, and the hall director thought it was comical because my name is James Taylor. His last name was spelt Styxx. Sticks, right? No. Hey, James Taylor. Aaron? He goes, "Yep. That's funny. James Taylor, Aaron Sticks. It's Stykes." My apologies, good sir. Apparently the names on the outside of our dorm room aren't as fun and witty as one would have hoped. Pleasure to meet you, Aaron Stykes. So we wake up, first day of classes, and dorm room. So I got the communal bathroom, and it is packed. There are dudes in there shaving, dudes shower. It's like it's a locker room. It is like a legit locker room. I'm shaving probably like for no reason, because even as an adult, like I literally only have to shave once a week. Like I can't grow a beard. There are pictures hidden on Facebook. If you find them, there is bearded pictures on there. They're ridiculous. And so I got my mountain bike because we're at the top of this hill, right? And it's at the center point of the campus. They call it the hill. Like it is a legitimate landmark. And I remember flying down this hill on my mountain bike, which was incredibly unnecessary, not from like a safety issue, but like because it wasn't that long of a walk. But flying down this hill on my mountain bike, And then I hear the same whistle in my mind that I heard back in second grade when I went to chase that ball. Bike cop is blowing a whistle at me. They're sitting at the bottom of the hill. Okay. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. And as I zoom past him, he's yelling at me, slow down. I'm like, what? And he yells at me again, stop. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, stop. So I stop. This is the first day of college classes. The hill and the sidewalk is packed with kids going to school. And I have been pulled over on my bike by a bike cop. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, the speed limit here is 15 miles an hour. I'm like, all right. And he goes, well, you were going faster than that. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to know? I am on a bicycle, good sir. I assume that's exactly what I said to him. He goes, I'm going to have to write you a citation. I'm like, are you serious? He goes, yes. He pulls out, flips over the thing, and he is legitimately writing me a speeding ticket for speeding on a bicycle going down a hill the first day of college classes. Like, it's just like, I don't even to this day, as I relay the story to you, it's certainly one of the more ridiculous things that I recall or remember. But I've had a lot of first days. I don't remember, oddly enough, I do not remember the first day of chiropractic school. I remember a whole lot of syllabus stuff. And part of it very well could be because I have had so many first days of school. And I'm not like saying like, I've had so many first days because, I went to college and then I went to undergrad when I went to chiropractic school. No, like I've had a bunch of first days because I've just been to a bunch of school. I went to undergrad for 7 years because I failed out twice. So it's like it's just a matter of I had to go back and I had to, do all this stuff. And it just all kind of blurs together. And then after I graduated from undergrad, then I went to community college to get a couple extra courses to go off to chiropractic school. So like legit after the speeding ticket on my bike on the first day of college classes, all of my first day stuff kind of blends together. But if you're watching this and you're in Texas, your first day, your kid's first day, probably going to be this week. And again, just as a reminder for those of you who are coming in late, check this out. This is Frankie's first day of school outfit. I hope it's the one in the middle, not the Avril Lavigne one on the other side. But man, it's first day of school. It's a fun time of year. I love every second of it. It absolutely. I've said this in the past. I wasn't going to be one of those dads. I told like I'm not going to be a dad who takes my kid that ends with anything on ice. Well, we've been to Disney on Ice a handful of times. Like there's no need to go to Disneyland because it's just a waste of money. And then my wife's like, well, we got to do it while they still think it's real. I'm like, well, hell, that's a good argument. So we've been to Disneyland a handful of times. And I was also one of those dads like, hey, it's just school. Like this, they're going to go through school. Like it's fine. Well, shoot, I'll be damned if I wasn't all like choked up the first time Frankie went to kindergarten. And then again, the next year when she went to first grade. And now Calvin's going to kindergarten this year. Like, look at this. Where is it? This little guy? Whoop. That little guy right there? That's stud. Zoom in. That kid's a kindergartner now. And that is crazy to me. But at the same time, it's the first day of school. It's such a cool experience. Like they're excited. Hell, I'm excited. And it's just a fun time to just kind of refresh my memories and my nostalgia on the first day of school. Like I legitimately remember the first bite of that ham sandwich, that delicious ham sandwich with lettuce and mustard sitting on the stoop in Albertville, Minnesota before I went to sixth grade for the first time. So to all of those out there who've got kids going into their first day of school, man, I hope you love it as much as I do. To those of you who have been to school, I hope that you have as fond of memories of the first day of school as I do. I had some notes here. I wonder if I covered everything. Driving junior year. Yep. Big hill. Smell of a diesel bus. Oh, when I was going to that elementary school, two things. Number one, before we moved to St. Michael, one of my favorite things also on the first day of school was, so our bus ride, we had to stop at the public school first because I went to a Catholic school. Stop at the public school, drop them off. But at least in the first week, we all got to do the fire drill on the bus. That was always awesome because you got to leave through the back door. And I remember shoot, it was obviously where the cool kids sit in back. Well, you got to be old to be cool. And I remember when I was in 5th grade, I was finally old enough and cool enough to sit in back. So I got to actually open the door, pull that handle, wah, and then help kids get down. That was pretty badass. But yeah, other than that, talked about Red the bus driver, 3rd grade. Got to go get that ball finally. So yeah, that's After Hours Live on the eve of the week before school starts. And as always, I got your quote here for you. And shoot, this is probably more important now for your kids as they're going in. Be hyper protective of what influences you. So remember, I'm going off. Grab a bite to eat. Pop over to Instagram. It'll be on our stories where Dr. Taylor sent me. $100 tab waiting for you. And if you don't come and get it, that's okay. It'll just go into the server's pocket. Thanks again. Another episode, Aspire Chiropractic After Hours Live. You guys all have a great weekend. I got 2 wheels out there, but there looks like there's some storms rolling in. We'll catch y'all later.